How have you learned what makes teams more effective, what brings them together, binds them, and drives their performance?
So there's a huge amount of theory out there, and I think there's a whole like art or the practice of it. And I think sometimes marrying those can be challenging. So in terms of that theory, we know it's orientating around the same goals, building psychological safety, so there's an environment of trust in the team and openness, and people are able to communicate exactly what they're thinking and share ideas freely. And there's a commitment towards each other and accountability. And I think there's a lot of that in the theoretical side of things. And then in terms of how you do that in practice, it's so much harder, especially when there are time constraints, and so many managers that I speak to say, yeah, it's all great, but I have to fit managing my team around all these other back-to-back meetings and challenges. And it often feels like managing their team is the last thing on their to-do list. Like everything else takes priority, and then I'll somehow have to manage my team as well. I'm not saying that's the case for everyone. I just think there are some companies where that's the expectation, and that can be super, super detrimental, because at the end of the day, your team isn't getting the best manager if you're exhausted and at capacity. So I think the main thing is creating the time and almost the mental energy to be a good leader to the team, focusing on that as if it was its own project. Managing this team, getting these people to work really well together is my number one focus. And if you approach it that way, you can get creative, you can look for different solutions, as opposed to, well, I'll do all my work and then I'll somehow fit in these one-to-ones where I'm not going to be that present, not going to be that useful to my direct reports, but I'll just get the one-to-one done.